writing algebraic expressions and equations from English. Now, here I'm going to have two different letters. When comparing two things, the value of one of them depends on the value of the other. Like Christina is 10 years older than Jeff. We do this a lot when we do systems of equations. So, how old do you want to make, what letter do you want to give for Jeff's age? J. I like J. Then it translates. And you know what? I'm going to call Christina. What do you think we're going to call her? C. Her age, or the answer to this question, depends on Jeff's age. So if Jeff is 10, Christina is 20. Okay, so just translate. C, what's is? Is equals 10 years older than. What operation is that? What operation? Once you hear, I'll give you plenty of time to work. What answer is that? Sorry, thank you. Operation 10 plus J. And then you go and you check your answers if we're not doing it together in class. So if I know how old Jeff is, could you use words? See, that's the neat thing about the Inspire and the CAS version of the Inspire. I actually could type it up with words. I could type in Christine equals 10 plus Jeff. Can't do that on other calculators. Okay, create an equation, enter in the value you know, and solve for the other variable. Okay, we did the equation. What was the equation? C equals what? This is just the last slide. What was the equation we wrote? 10 plus J. Okay, we wrote our equation. Enter in the value you know. Well, I know that Jeff is 24, so 24 is going to go right in there. And I'm going to get C equals 10 plus 24. We are practicing communicating. I know everybody in this classroom can tell me how old Christina is if you know Jeff's 24. I don't have any doubt about that. Can you write it mathematically? That's the part some of you are going to resist. So what's C equal to? 24. There you go. If I know Christina's age, I can still find Jeff's age. Why are we doing this? Because sometimes in graphing lines we get 2x plus y equals 6. And I need to be able to solve for that. Because then I'll have y equals mx plus b. Do you remember y equals mx plus b? Equations of lines. We will be reviewing it. And I'm going to hopefully do it slow. I might have to put my foot down because you've got to get that. That's very important. Okay. Let's write this equation. Kelly is 2 inches shorter than Chris, who is 65 inches tall. Let's write an equation first. Let's just do this part, and then we'll put in the number. What do you want to call Chris? Oh, you want to use the words? Nothing wrong with the words. Let's use the words. Kelly. What symbol do I use for is? Equals 2 inches shorter than Chris. Do I put the 2 first or Chris first? Kelly's 2 inches shorter than he is. What operation? Subtraction. Which one's bigger? The Chris or the 2 inches? Chris. Because to make this make sense, that has to go first. Minus 2. Okay? And Chris is 65 inches tall, so what am I going to put in here? 65. So Kelly, I'm lazy. I don't want to write that. It's 65 minus 2. How tall is Kelly? 63 inches. You see why variables came into being? You just saw it happen. I said, I don't want to write Kelly's name again. I'm just going to call it K. And that's where variables come from. Ready to change? Is anybody working on the one with all 6 slides on one page? Let's write an equation, and then we'll find out what the prices were, what they are today. Now, when I was your age, actually a little bit older than you, gas was 30 cents a gallon. I would go in and put $1 worth of gas in. I kind of did that last night because gas here in Excelsior is 20 cents cheaper than gas out where I live, which is crazy. Well, if I have a 20-gallon tank, 20 times 20 cents is $4, right? Guess what? What can I do for $4? I can go to McDonald's, can't get it Chipotle. But there are a lot of things I can do with $4. That's extra $4. Now multiply that out. $4. Let's say there are only 50 weeks in a year. How much money is that? I'm saving $4 a week by getting gas in Excelsior. It's $200. What could you do with $200? You could buy a Kindle. You could buy an iPod Touch. You could buy a bunch of CDs, DVDs. You can't think of, oh, it's only $4 or it's only $1 I'm saving. Even $1, $52 in a year, 52 weeks in a year, $52. I can go out to dinner and take a friend. So you got to think about that. You really do have to compare those prices. So I did that yesterday. I went to my local gas station because I was out of gas. And there was no way I was going to get to work today if I didn't put something in. So in the old days, I put $1 in, and that would get me by till the next time because you had $1 in your pocket usually. And so this time I said, I'll put $10 in. Yeah, I'm still sitting close to empty, but I'm going to come and get gas at Excelsior. So I'm not. It's a principle thing besides. The prices are that different. Somebody's either losing money or somebody's making a lot of money. Okay, what do you want to call? We got it. This is a little bit different. Gas prices are $1.50 more than they were last year. What do you want to call last year? Got to give it a name. Why? What do you want to call this year? It's implied. It's not there. Oh, how about we call it today? How about T? Does that make sense? Use whatever you want. So today's price is $1.50 more than last year. What operation do I need? If it's $1.50 more, add, subtract, multiply, divide. Add. Than last year, which was Y. Okay. Last year it was $3.50. What's the price today? I hope this doesn't happen. We've been there. We've been over that. No, it's not $4. Bigger than that. Plus $3.50. Okay, break it into smaller pieces. I've got a 50 cents. 50 cents gets me to $4. And they have another dollar on that. I'm sorry to say, I think you'll see this not too far in the future. $5 a gallon. You don't drive yet, but you will, and you'll have to put gas in. My dad came home twice with an empty tank of gas, and my grandmother pulled him out of bed because it was 6 in the morning. Grandpa had to go to work or whatever. And said, Ed, you have to go get gas for that car. Now, you think he would have learned after the first time to never return a car empty. It could happen to you guys. But maybe that's because he fell out of the car twice when he was a little kid. They didn't have seatbelts. Oh, by the way, there's no seatbelts in Egypt. He did. He fell out of the car twice. and they put babies, people with babies on motorcycles, no helmets, nothing. Nobody wears seatbelts. There are no traffic lights in Egypt. And if you want to go down the wrong way, go ahead. There are no speed limits. So there's no cops out there waiting to pull you over. I don't like driving there. I get scared. Okay. Jennifer earned twice as many points in basketball as Beth. Let's just stop right there and see if we can get a relationship there. Jennifer earned twice as many points in basketball as Beth. Well, this is easy. I'm going to call Jennifer J. I'm going to call Beth B. You can use whatever you want. Now, what do I have to write? How many points does Jennifer get? Anybody? Do we have basketball games tonight? No, probably not. Football. Twice as many points. Minnetonka is going to score twice as many points as Wayzata. Right? What do I have to do? How do you write twice as many? 2 times Beth. Beth earned 13 points, so I'm going to put 2 times 13 in there. How many points did Jen get? 26. Is that good in basketball? That's pretty good in basketball. I watch the Gophers all the time. Okay, but you've seen how to write it mathematically. I know you can answer the question. We give you nice numbers. I can make the numbers not nice. Jim ran half as far as Jessie, and she ran 4 miles. This one's a little more confusing. And what's even worse about it is we use Jim and Jessie. So guess what? I can't use J. You can call it J1 and J2. What do you want to call them? What do you want to call Jessie? J. What do you want to call Jim then? Well, we could just call it M. Oh, I like that. Okay, so M equals, the verb is usually or equals, half as far as Jessie. What do you have to do? 1/2, right? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Multiply. Half of Jessie's distance. She ran 4 miles. How far did Jim run? Probably easier to do it in English. How far did he run? 2 miles. I don't know. Sometimes it's easier this way. Sometimes it's easier in English. Ready? It is 8 degrees less today than it was yesterday when it was 96 degrees. We could actually make this a real problem because today is much better even than yesterday. Yesterday was nice, but today's even nicer. Okay, so we have today's temperature and we have yesterday's temperature. So we have 8 degrees less today than it was yesterday. I'm going to call yesterday Y. What do you want to call today? T. Now, this one's a little trickier. I would like to find today's temperature. So how do you find today's temperature? I have 8 degrees less, which is what? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. Chris, what is that? What is that? 8 degrees less. Why? Because we're practicing writing math sentences. I know you can get the answer. That's not the question. So you take yesterday's temperature to find today's temperature and do what? It's 8 degrees less. What did you do, Chris? You subtracted 8. We're trying to express these with variables so that when I get to something hard, hey, Luke, that I can do it. So, and yes, I can ask you to submit this, and I will, on Schoology. So all you do is throw it in your Google Drive, and then you can submit it. I don't even know how, but anyway, 96 minus 8. Chris says it's 88. But if you don't have it done mostly correctly, I won't give you the full points. If you just have an answer, you won't get any points. Because we're trying to learn how to do this. Yes, they're simple. They're simple because we want you to get it. And that was it. I don't believe there's any more there. Okay. So now, yeah, you can, yeah, go ahead and submit it. I have to change my notifications because every time you submit something, I get an email. So I get like 100 emails in a day just on that, which is not a good thing for me. I'm going to pause this.